way to rebound for San Diego, where he had a tough outing, 6 innings, and after 6 innings, he also had uh, he gave up 5 1/3, 6 runs, and we're waiting for Shelby Lackey to come in here or come over there. As I saw him walk good over the wall, and then after that he kind of goes out of my view, and we have a skunk that kind of must have sprayed or got ran over here just a minute ago, and we'll also get the coaching staff at some point in time here too. But that will be the pregame interview for tomorrow, as we will have pregame at 1:40. Well, I'll say 1:45 to 1:50, depending on the time frame goes, and we are still being approached by Shelby Lackey. Still waiting to see if he'll make it. I know. Once again, I saw him go over the wall. Shelby Lackey tonight, 6 innings, 9 strikeouts in a win for the Tigers, as they now move to 2-2, where Cal Poly now 1-4 on the season. Tigers had a rain-shortened week so far. They did not play on Tuesday, where they were scheduled to take on UC Davis, and were unable to do so due to field conditions, even though the weather looked like it was going to hold up, but was unsuccessful. And there was even question of it being possibly played here at Klein Family Field on Wednesday. But I think that both teams just decided better of it, as they were getting ready for it would have been too close on their series. And probably a good way to go, considering that considering the Tigers were able to pull this one out tonight. Bats were a little cold on both ends. Tigers were able to just egg it out. Tigers win on 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors, while Cal Poly had 5 hits, 1 error, and no runs. The biggest hit probably was early in the 5th inning, where that really kind of decided things. Schalk and Berry both got on base due to walks. Joey Mejia had a sacrifice bunt and put Schalk on third and Berry on second, and a base hit by Soberano scored a run. That run could have been a little bit more effective, considering the I think he must have got lost. he's taking a journey around the box, the press box. I think he's inside. He's inside. Where's he at? There he is. Shelby Lackey, come on inside here. We'll just go ahead and put on a headset. So we're good there. I'm going to go ahead and just take that from him. And Shelby, there we go. Can you hear me good?
Yes, sir.
Right on, man. Hey, San Diego State, take us through that and how you were able to bounce back against a tough Cal Poly team that I know their offense was struggling, but you really seemed to really dominate tonight.
Yeah, I mean, at San Diego State, I got too high, like up too early, and that caused me to leave the ball up. And then leaving the ball up, they just kind of found holes where our guys weren't.
Take us through the that 3rd inning. That was kind of interesting. You had there was a great defensive play, a double that was guaranteed. That was by let me flip my messages here. That was by Morgan. Morgan hit one over to the right field gap, and Lucas Halstead pretty much turned around and had a nice relay over to Sondri, and Sondri just was right there ready to tag out Morgan.
Yeah, it's a big play right there. I mean, that saved me and kind of made me realize that I could trust my guys. And that's a big thing when it comes to pitching is trust, not just in yourself, but your pitches. Like my catcher today, Joey Mejia, I got to give him a shout out. He played his butt off. I mean, I was able to throw a ball in the dirt, and I knew he was going to be there to block it, and then trusting my pitching coach and head coach Mike New. I mean, every time he called something, I knew I could throw it, and just trust, man.
Take us through that 3rd inning. After that double, there was a single by Benning. Then you struck out Beasley, another single, a walk, and then the 6-3 put out by off of Maricons. It pretty much ended that inning, but that was kind of a shaky inning. But you persevered through it. Your defense helped you out in some instances, but that was a probably a big boost in your confidence level as the season starts to progress.
Yeah, definitely. Last week at San Diego State, the ball probably would have found a hole somehow, but tonight it's just different. I mean, that's the game of baseball. Each night you go out, it's going to be different. There's no guarantees in this game.
Last season, you go over to Cal Poly, 4-game series. Cal Poly takes all 4 games, and the last game was definitely a painful one. It was a
Yeah.
19-2 loss.
Yeah.
Tonight, 2-0.
hmm
And of course, that extra insurance run in the 8th inning definitely helps a little bit for Vince's sake, your
Yeah.
sake, everybody's sake. What's the difference between when you went to down south there to here tonight to take on Cal Poly and come out with a win?
Uh, we're more of a team. I mean, we're tight knit group of guys. We have each other's back. We always talk about family, and family's a big thing for us. And not having Dan tonight, but the other guys stepped up, and that's what a family does. They step up for their other family members.
I really want to talk about your performance. I mean, it was probably one of the best outings I've seen you in your young career, being only a sophomore. But for yourself personally, how good was it to get on that mound after that tough outing against San Diego? And just really, like I said, it's been a great situation for you. This is not this is possibly a push in the right direction, not just for you, but it shows this team that they can win these close games.
Yeah, I mean, and having Vince at the back end of your bullpen helps all the
That
time.
helps a little
Because,
bit.
yeah, he's a shutdown guy. Every time he goes out there, we know what we're gonna get. And then Jordan stepping up today. Threw well at San Diego State. Threw well tonight, really well. I mean, it's a plus, because that saves our bullpen for the rest of the weekend. And I mean, I just really want to sweep these guys because of what they did to us last year. I told our trainer Bryce before today, I was like, yeah, last year when we played them, it was embarrassing. Like, I really want to beat these guys because they shoved it in our face. And so I wanted to come out here and put it on for my guys.
Last thing for you tonight before we let you go, man, because I know you probably need to get that arm taken care of here, because we want to see that arm back in action against Penn State on next Saturday. But for now, we're going to talk about this series. Now that you pretty much have done your part and get things kind of set the tone for the Tigers, what do you do to help the rest of the Tigers out throughout the rest of the series?
Be a cheerleader. Be every single one of those guys' biggest fans, because I know when I'm up on the bump, they're my biggest fans. So that's what I'm talking about, is a family. We're a family this year. Yeah, just cheerleader and just do what I got to do, help the team out.
Right on, Shelby Lackey. Congratulations on a great, hard-fought win. Looking forward to seeing you next weekend. But for now, we'll just look forward to seeing you being a cheerleader here the rest of the series.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Shelby Lackey, 6 innings and one heck of a great 6 innings of work and 9 strikeouts. So good job, man, and we'll see you later. Thanks a lot, man. Wrap things up here at Klein Family Field, and that is we got Coach. Wow, we got a special entry here over at Klein Family Field in the press box here. Go ahead and put that on there, Coach. And I'm excited about one guy, but I want to talk about the rest of this, the way this night was set up. Do you need us still standing up, Buh? Yeah, okay, we'll stand up for you. No problem. So we're joined by head coach Mike New, and Coach, this was documented. I think you and I talked about this the last time. Cal Poly, you go down to Cal Poly, you have a tough outing over there tonight. Shelby Lackey takes the mound. Talk about his performance, first of all, in that 2-0 victory.
Yeah, I mean, he did an amazing job. I mean, just, coming in, I think we know he's capable of doing that, and he showed flashes of it last weekend and in the fall. He did a great job. So, that's the reason we put him in that spot, is we know he's capable of winning those games, and he did it today. I mean, his fastball was good, threw some good breaking balls, had 9 strikeouts against a really good team. So it was just a big win for us, and just a great to watch him do that and kind of see all the work he's put in pay off right there.
I kind of want to bring up him one more time, and that was a bounce back performance, because he had a tough time against San Diego State, a very good San Diego State team, but how big is that for his confidence level? How big is it for these guys out here too? Not just, I mean, the defense held up really well. Everything just kind of went to fruition tonight for Shelby as well. I mean, it's a good confidence booster for him, but as well as for this team.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, we played great defense behind him. We made some big plays. He was in some big spots. We throw a runner out at third with no outs, to get the first out of the inning. We make some, big 2-out plays on defense where they had chances to score. And, Shelby didn't have his greatest outing, but I also thought it was something to build off. In the first start last year, I thought he did a great job, in the first inning last week and kind of to start the second inning, and then just, hit a little tough stretch where they got some hits. And, I didn't feel, like he was going to come in and, have a bad outing. I felt like it was something to build off, and I knew he was capable of doing this. So it was fun to see him do it. I mean, he did an amazing job, and just watching him pitch was a great game.
What does this do for the Tigers for the rest of this series against Cal Poly? Cal Poly is going to want to come back and take another one to set up a rubber match, but what does this do for the Tigers to get that confidence level, knowing that they can beat a team like Cal Poly?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's great. Anytime you can win on Friday is huge, put you in position to win the series. But I mean, Cal Poly's tough, man. They're well coached. They play hard. They are going to come to play the next 2 days. There's no question about that. I mean, I know what their, coach does, and he does an amazing job. So we got to just come right back at it and be ready, because it's not going to be easy the next 2 days. So great win. We can enjoy it, but we just got to turn the page and get ready to try to win this series.
I would be a fool not to ask you what happened in that eighth inning where there was a little bit of a line drive. Torrentino gathered it up. It almost could have been a trap call, but the umpire seemed to say that it was a catch, and it was a long delay there. What was being said in between the that you can say on air?
It was fine. I mean, it was pretty cut and dry. The umpire, in the field called it an out right away, and that's why Tarantino didn't throw it to first. I think they were arguing, that it was trapped, which, it was kind of a moot point, because even if it was trapped, he could have still thrown it to first and got him
Right.
out. If the ball was in the outfield, it was something that they could maybe argue and overturn, but a ball in the infield, they can't overturn it. So, it was a little bit of a delay, but, that's why I asked the home plate umpire. I was pretty sure I knew the rules on that, and I knew that wasn't going to get overturned, even though it was a little scary for a minute when they start to get together. I just wanted to make sure, but it wasn't a big deal. I mean, he called him out right away. That was the call. I wasn't too worried about it once I talked to the home plate guy. But yeah, I mean, that would have been a big turnaround in the game if they somehow, changed that call.
Will Leiden, I'm assuming, is going to hopefully take the mound tomorrow. And I know that this will be part of. We've got a pregame show that will be taking part of this as well. But he got his first win, and it took a little bit of time last time to get his first win. Talk about his performance, or talk about what he's going to be meaning to this team tomorrow, and what your expectations of him being the senior leader for this pitching staff.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same, I mean, he's a senior leader. He works hard. He prepares himself great. He's a guy that, we got to go in and play great defense behind. And when we do that, we have a chance to win. When he pitches, he's going to throw strikes. He's going to compete. And, when our defense plays, I think he had some tough losses last year because we struggled defensively at times, and I think we're better this year, but you still got to show up and you still got to play. So, I feel good about him going into the game. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a battle, and but you like having a senior guy on the mound that's been there before.
Last season, the Tigers were on the tough end of a lot of these close games like this. Not all of them were on the bad side, but they were few and far between. This bodes well for the Tigers, I would assume.
Oh yeah, I mean, it comes with some experience. We knew last year we were going to have some tough times. I mean, we were, our roster was, was limited, our pitching was limited, and our defense was limited. And we knew we were going to have some tough stretches, but our goal was, hey, we just got to keep getting better and keep working. And we're really in the same boat right now. I mean, we got a lot of young guys. You see in the game, we got a lot of freshmen and transfers that are playing, and we just got to continue to grow because it's one win. I think we're going in the right direction, but now we got to win a series. That's kind of the next step for us, and just be consistent. Which we'll see if we can do that. Another win this weekend shows a little consistency, and that's where we got to go if we want to get to that tournament. And that's what we've been talking about a lot.
Absolutely. Coach New, thank you very much. I wasn't expecting you tonight, so we're glad to have you, and
All right.
Looking forward to a possible another Tiger win tomorrow.
Definitely. Thanks for having me.
So Coach New joined us here on the post-game wrap-up here at Klein Family Field, and once again, the Tigers win 2-0 here on a great performance by Shelby Lackey. Thank you very much, Coach. Have a great night as he will make his exit here. And Shelby Lackey, once again, 6 innings, 9 strikeouts, 2 walks, and a couple doubles. So I will say for the final score, for the final time, the Pacific Tigers beat the Cal Poly Mustangs 2-0 here on the Tiger Digital Network. For the entire athletic department, Michael January as well, want to make sure we include him, our camera guys, and everybody out there, our complete staff in the studio and the communications department. I'm Jeff Dominic saying have a great night, everyone. Until tomorrow at 2 o'clock right here at Klein Family Field, the Pacific Tigers once again win 2-0 over the Cal Poly Mustangs, taking game 1 of the series here at Klein Family Field. Once again, Jeff Dominic saying good night, everybody.
Some look up to the Man of Steel and others follow the lines in the web. But I look up to my real life icon, my dad, and calling him anything less than great will be misguided. In his warm arms I confided all of my fears. And as my time to rear others grows near, I'm reminded that women marry men just like their fathers. And I hope that's true. Anything less, might as well not even bother.
A message from the National Fatherhood Initiative, the Ad Council, and the